Now to the latest on the coronavirus. Here are 3 things you need to know about today. First up, number 1, the virus is responsible for nearly 80,000 deaths and more than 1.3 million confirmed cases here in the U.S. Worldwide, more than 282,000 people have died and 4.1 million people have been infected. Number 2, more free testing sites will open today here in Houston. Moreno and Holland middle schools will serve as the sites from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. You will need an appointment before showing up. Each site can test up to 250 people per day. And number 3, New York is taking extra steps to protect people in nursing homes. Facilities who cannot provide care for any reason must transfer the patient. Also, hospitals cannot discharge people to a nursing home unless they test negative, and all staff must get tested twice a week. Of course, the biggest impact for many of you is financial, and leaders have a stern new warning about the state of the economy. Our Janelle Ford has more on where things stand.
Yes, Steph, the COVID-19 pandemic has thrown a wrench in the economy. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics show that April was the worst month for job losses in U.S. history. The unemployment rate climbed to 14.7%, a number we haven't seen since the Great Depression. And now economists warn that the unemployment rate could peak north of 20% before the job market stabilizes. Right now, more than 30 million Americans are getting initial unemployment claims, and experts say millions more are still filing new claims weekly. They expect those numbers to top out either this month or next. With that said, the government is now looking at providing more aid. As the Trump administration monitors states reopening, National Economic Council Director Larry Kudlow says informal talks are underway on another possible relief package. Still, White House officials say they are optimistic the economy will be able to rebound. They say they've been able to buy time thanks to relief funds appropriated by Congress and granted by the Federal Reserve, like the $2 trillion CARES Act. Back to you.
Janelle, thank you. Today, Vice President Mike Pence will report to the White House. His spokesperson says Pence is not in quarantine and tested negative after his press secretary contracted the virus. 3 of the White House's top health officials, including Dr. Anthony Fauci, are going into some level of quarantine. President Trump, Vice President Pence, and staff members will now be tested daily. Workspaces will undergo deep cleanings and staff will follow social distancing guidelines. President Trump will also hold a press conference today with a focus on testing.
Metro reopens the HOV on Houston highways. That's just one of today's big stories. But first, another sad day for Texas law enforcement as 2 correction officers pass away. Their deaths may be due to the coronavirus. The Texas Department of Criminal Justice says Maria Mendez and Jesse Bolton both tested positive for COVID-19. Mendez, an 11-year veteran, was 59 years old, and Bolton, a 12-year veteran, was 62. Metro reopens HOV and hot lanes reopened this morning. They've been closed since stay-at-home orders went into effect. Tolls, those resumed today as well. Bundles of joy delivered early during the COVID-19 pandemic. Christine Tran gave birth to twins 6 months into her pregnancy, with her husband watching on FaceTime. The now mother of 3 hopes to be home by Father's Day.
They're not the same as having like a physical support person there with you.
Looking up for a bit of relief, many eyes to the sky for a Lone Star flyover yesterday.
Just for a few minutes, but it's like a way to, trying to be back to normal.
Vintage warplanes put on a show at Ellington Field for the 75th anniversary commemoration of VE Day. And those are your big stories on this Monday.
Could more jobs and more money be on the way to the Lone Star State? Tesla CEO is talking tough to California and Texas. We could reap the benefits. Over the weekend, Elon Musk said the electric car manufacturer will move to Nevada and Texas immediately, citing California's slow reopening. Now, he's not allowed to open back up until at least June 1st. And he is ticked about it. In January, Tesla was worth about $100 billion, by the way. And that is a lot of money. Texans are paying attention. Governor Abbott simply tweeted this eye emoji saying, hey, I'm paying attention. And Fort Bend County Judge KP George even wrote Musk a formal letter inviting him to check out the county, citing lots of land for low prices and, of course, our very diverse community. Other Texans are on board too. Jake says, if you want things done, Texas is the place to get it done. And then there's this one, move to Texas. You will be so glad that you did. Now, Tesla's headquarters in Cali has about 10,000 employees. Before we all get too excited about this, though, Musk has teased moving headquarters before, changing his Twitter bio location to Austin back in February. Of course, that obviously never happened, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens this time. But I have a feeling there are a lot of fingers crossed out there in the state of Texas. Let's toss things over to Cheetah now for that one thing you need to know in your forecast. A good day for a drive with a top down, I guess.
Oh, are
Cheetah.
you kidding me? If you've got that convertible, lucky you. And maybe the chopper, I don't know, bike, get on the bike, maybe just to walk around the neighborhood. It is going to be beautiful today. We have a lot of sunshine, but we do have an air quality alert. We'll talk about that and our next front on the way coming up in just a little bit.
Cheetah, thank you. 6:37 is your time now. Contact tracers are on the job, but rumors about how they operate are making some people uneasy. We verify. Plus, the airline industry could see job cuts when the bailout money dries up. And remember to weigh in on our live survey. We're asking, when will you feel safe flying on a plane again? You can answer now, later this year, or never. Go to khou.com/vote now or use your mobile app.